My dears, come sit a little closer. Pour yourself a nice hot cup of tea, or perhaps a glass of your favorite wine. Today, I want to invite you on a journey. We aren't going to distant lands, although we will touch upon the fashion capitals of the world, but rather on a journey into a possible future. Into a future that we often fear, but one that actually holds the promise of incredible discoveries. Imagine a world where time is not an enemy that steals our beauty, but a brilliant sculptor who chips away the unnecessary to reveal the essence. A world where age is not a barrier, but a pedestal. Now tell me, what if I told you that this world already exists, and ruling over it is a woman who is 94 years old, a woman who steps onto the runway with such regal grace that young models, old enough to be her great-granddaughters, stop in their tracks in admiration. A woman whose silver hair has become her crown, and whose presence mesmerizes photographers and designers across the globe. This is no fairy tale. This is the reality of Carmen de la Refici. She's not just the world's oldest working supermodel. She's a living manifesto. She's proof that elegance, authenticity, and longevity can be woven together into one breathtaking destiny. Carmen was born in New York way back in 1931. Just let that number sink in for a moment. She graced the cover of Vogue as a teenager, and since then she has walked through every single era of fashion. She witnessed the golden age of Dior. She posed for the greats, Salvador Dali and Richard Avedon. But her biography is merely the frame. The true masterpiece is the woman herself. Why are we talking about her today? Because Carmen has not been left behind in the past. At an age when most people prefer peace and quiet, she continues to make a statement, bold, loud, and uncompromisingly stylish. So what is the secret behind her magnetic pull? Let's take a closer look. If you trace the path of her life, you will see one thing clearly. Carmen never chased fashion. She never tried to jump onto the train of fleeting trends. She laid the tracks herself. Her style is architectural. Crisp silhouettes, luxurious coats that seem to float on air as she walks, dresses that sculpt the figure effortlessly. And of course, her color palette, disciplined and noble. Deep blacks, ivory, pearl grays, and soft metallics. This isn't just a clothing choice, it is a strategy of wisdom. Carmen understood one simple truth. Simplicity amplifies sophistication. Clean lines will outlast any fad. Even on the most ordinary day, she stays true to this rule. Perfectly tailored trousers, a silk blouse, a string of pearls, or bold earrings. And that incredible silver wave of hair, swept back with quiet confidence. She has no need for excess. Her authenticity is enough to light up the darkest room. And this is where the lesson lies for all of us. Carmen shows us that style after 60, 70, or even 90 isn't about chasing after fleeting youth. It is about amplifying exactly what makes you unique. Look at her posture. It isn't just physiology, it is a philosophy. Her shoulders are back, her chin is held high. She moves with a slow, fluid walk that commands attention without ever having to beg for it. For her, fashion is theater, it is energy, it is a story told without words. And each of us, whether walking through our living room, our office, or our favorite park, can turn that path into our own personal runway. It is all about how you present yourself to the world. Of course, her radiance comes from within. Carmen often reminds us that beauty isn't just skin deep. It comes from the depth of how you live your life, discipline, movement, and respect for one's body. But most importantly, she never fought against aging. She embraced it like an old friend. She let her hair go gray when she was still in her 20s, turning what society saw as a flaw into her signature look. Instead of resisting time, she made time her ally. Isn't that the ultimate form of freedom? And don't think for a second that her life has been a bed of roses. Carmen has been through so much. Loss, betrayal, financial ruin. She lost her entire life savings in the infamous Madoff scandal. But instead of fading into the shadows in bitterness, she laughed in the face of fate. and went back to work with renewed energy. That resilience, that strength, is woven into the very fabric of her elegance. Fashion without authenticity is empty, and Carmen is brimming with life. She teaches us another crucial lesson. True luxury is knowing yourself. You don't need to blindly chase every passing trend. It is far better to curate your own collection of timeless treasures. One magnificent coat, a perfectly fitted suit, a piece of jewelry with a story behind it. These are pieces that will live with you for decades, becoming a second skin. In a world obsessed with fast fashion, her philosophy is a breath of fresh air. Now close your eyes and picture this: a 94-year-old woman in a silk dress striding down a runway in Paris. Camera flashes popping, applause erupting. She doesn't walk as if she is old. She walks as if she is eternal. That is exactly why women all over the world, at 30, 50, or 80, feel this invisible bond with her. Because she embodies our secret dream, the proof that aging can be chic, stylish, and magnetic. Her greatest secret? The enemy isn't age. The enemy is boredom. The enemy is the desire to simply blend in. Carmen has held on to a childlike curiosity. She keeps an eye on the world and on culture, not to imitate it, but to engage in a dialogue with it. That is why she never looks outdated. She is timeless because she is always in the moment. So, my dears, if you want to tap into this magic today, do one simple thing. Go to your closet and clear out the clothes that make you feel invisible. Keep only the pieces that make you feel like a work of art. Stand in front of the mirror, straighten your back, lift your chin. Look at your wrinkles not as the ravages of time, but as laugh lines, as a map of the roads you've traveled. Your body, the silver threads in your hair. These aren't problems to be hidden. They are your medals of life. At 94, Carmen de la Refise isn't just surviving, she is thriving. She reminds every one of us that beauty doesn't fade with the years. It deepens like a fine vintage wine. She teaches us that longevity isn't just about adding years to your life, but about adding style to every single year. And the next time you feel a moment of insecurity, think of Carmen. Remember her laughter in the face of hardship, her regal posture, that timeless coat. Remember that 94 is not the end of beauty, it is the peak. And perhaps tomorrow morning, you will get dressed not just to cover your body, but to tell the world your amazing story. Because style, as Carmen has proven to us, isn't about time. It is about eternity. And your time to shine is right now.